It was mid-year prior, and my family and I had gone to a lodge that most would use for a colder time of year excursion. In any case, my family wasn't like that. The lodge was situated in the forest. There was no cell service, so, as you can imagine, I was pissed. My mother constantly complained to me about being detached and limited to the comforts of my phone. I always found comfort in my phone because being around people made me feel uneasy and downright awkward. My parents never understood that. Anyway, my younger sister is 6 years old and was messing about in the forest. She had gone entirely too far out of my sight, and I started to get a bit worried. I called out her name but got no response. I then headed down the path she took and found only a bloodied bough. My eyes widened as I quickly ran around searching for her. I found a blood trail that led deeper into the woods. I hesitated, but nothing was going to stop me from saving my sister. I followed the trail as far as it went, pursuing it for about an hour. The blood stopped at an opening. I debated whether I should go back and tell my parents, but I didn't think they'd believe me. Even if I said my sister was missing, there's no denying my parents thought I was crazy. Despite my fear, I jumped into the opening. I fell for what felt like forever. Then I finally hit water. My face turned into a grimace as I staggered through what I thought was a sewer. Since there was no light, I looked up out of the opening and saw a small white speck. I started to walk around. Something was crunching under my feet. I paid no mind to it, thinking it was just some dead leaves or sticks that had fallen into the sewer. That was until I fell again. Some unknown liquid had splashed all over me. I remembered my phone was in my back pocket, so I pulled it out and shined it on myself. Time seemed to slow down as I realized what I was walking in. It was a stream of fresh blood. The blood had completely soaked me. I held in a scream, not wanting to alert any nearby creatures. Then, I went through the network of tunnels, refusing to stop until I began hearing footsteps behind me. I stopped, turned around, and shined my flashlight around. The light from my phone landed on a distant figure. It looked so small, so maybe it was a dog or an alligator that had sneaked in. Foolishly, I started to move towards it. As I got closer, the figure started to become clearer. I began to see that it wasn't a dog or an alligator. Once I realized this, I froze in my tracks and stared. It looked like me. His body was distorted, its back bent towards the ground, and its head was turned straight up, looking towards me. Its legs were normal, but its arms were legs too. It had spiked teeth and was chewing on what was left of my sister's head. Then I saw my parents' heads next to it. I stepped back in shock and terror. The freakish version of myself charged towards me. In a state of panic, I tried to run, but I slipped. I hit my head on the stone and blacked out. Music. Thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to support my YouTube feed, Ghostly Gloom Stories.